All right, we're back once again, starting another random draw, and I'm starting today by just adding a couple shapes out onto the thing, onto the artboard, and gonna see where it takes me. Um, Now this draw is gonna be a little longer because I'm kind of attempting to put a full body in on this one for a first time in a long time. Um, and I think I might do little side videos in a little bit here where I just work on hands for a while and maybe different parts of the body or the anatomy and work from there. Um, One, I think it'll be good practice for me, and two, I like to stylize my own. I don't necessarily like to create the standard hand or the standard looking mouth or eyes or whatever. I like to add a little something, and yeah, so that's what my thoughts are. And actually, when I was drawing in high school, somebody asked me about the eyelashes that I was doing. And they're like, that's not how the eyelashes really look. And I'm like, I know what you would do to make a real eyelash. Like, I understand, but personally, I like this type of eyelash, making it swoopy, and I don't know, just different idea. And you know, I'm okay with that, and I think having your own flair and style is okay. And so, those are my eyelashes, like these little zigzags, and I don't feel like I have to do it the way that it should be done because it gets the same idea across. And some eyelashes clump together and whatnot and look like a patch. So anyways, I don't know why I'm defending myself, but I draw eyelashes like this, and I don't really care if that's not how they're supposed to be drawn or look like. So that's the way I'm going to do with all of these things. Is like, I know that the anatomy might look like this, but I'm going to morph it so it does this instead. So yeah. But again, you can see I've started off with a butt chin. This is my butt chin collection, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of create this guy here with this giant eye. And I think I'm creating less, I don't know what it was, like bends or folds or weird angles in the face, and just kind of creating a little less, but doing it in a uniquer way. So there's not going to be like 70 eyes or 3 mouths or whatever that I know of. I can't remember exactly what I got into, but I'm just going to start and just make it a unique way. And so obviously already the mouth looks like it's about to bite the eye, and that's different. Normally your eyes and your mouth don't come in that close of contact, but that's what I'm doing anyways. And so starting off with the big eye, going from there, and I've kind of got my shape of the face and how I want it to work out, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, and in this video, I think I'm playing with line weight a little bit. Like, I'm trying to learn the tools a little bit better and picking different size pencils and whatnot. I am doing a little experimenting with some different markers and the different brushes on here, and pens and pen tools and whatnot, because I have no idea. And so I'm just learning, because it would be fun to add color to this, but I'm most comfortable just with this pencil feel and being sketchy. And what I've found with some of the other stuff is just you have to be really precise with every line you make, and that's not necessarily my style. And I know I could pencil it and then ink it afterwards. That's a long process, and I don't necessarily enjoy it that much. But I'll see what I can do, and I'll try to come up with a way to either watercolor these or do doodles with markers or something like that, to that extent. And we'll see what happens in the future. But right now, I'm comfortable with these just black pencil drawings, because I do enjoy them. They're fun, and I know how to do it. So that makes it easier. Just the most, I guess the easiest translation for me so far. So yeah, I've got this guy. And I said I wasn't going to add all these sorts of weird eyes and mouths, but here's another eye, and it's right over here by his mouth, and that's different, but it just needed to be there, so I'm adding it there, and now you've got these two faces that you can look at that are interesting and enjoyable. And I think that's one of the secrets with all of my drawings, is just kind of viewing the picture from a single eye's point, or an eye's perspective. If you just look at the eye or different parts of the face, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I always tend to look at the eye, or an eye, and then I get to see a whole different perception of a face, and it's quite interesting that it kind of all goes together like that. I do enjoy it. So yeah, so here we are. I'm now plugging away again, trying to find that line weight properly, but it's a little thick, and I don't know, whatever. And sometimes the pencil, it just depends on which way you're like turning it, and I think it's based on that way my pencil is like shaped or whatever. So I need to figure out how that works and bevel it the right way that I like. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another eye here again, but it's a smaller eye, it's less noticeable, whatever, just more enjoyable, be more intriguing. So I'm adding it. I'm zooming in a little bit because it's kind of hard to see what's going on, so I'm just doing it in closer, and it looks a little blurry and grainy, but as you zoom out it'll be fine. So I'm just doing that because I couldn't really see what I was doing, and I wanted to make sure that the lines worked out okay. And so here we are, and I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a little bit of an eyebrow, or rather a large amount of eyebrow. I'm gonna bring this thickness up a bit, and combine the head to the nose, I guess. Just trying to get that right-ish, and then I have to add the ear over here. I've already got it in the queue with my already pre-drawn ear, and then I got to connect this part of the face with the rest of the body, and so I do that like this, and I'm kind of deciding that I'm not going to do hair, I'm just going to do eyebrows, and then that will kind of serve as both hair and brows. And so here we are, just browing it up, and yeah, so we already have this kind of interesting looking face, and so I'm kind of pleased with it. And normally I would just kind of like cap it off with the neck and give it part of the body hanging off, but I felt like I've been robbing you guys and not creating all the rest of the body, and so that's where I get into this next step. I'm like, okay, I gotta fit the rest of the body on this page somehow and in an interesting way, and so I'm now creating his hindquarters over here, and gonna try to figure out a way to make him standing and crouching and, like, I don't know, looking for like a lost contact or something. And maybe that's what I should have done, a lost contact, because I got that big eye trying to strain to look for it, but I didn't. But here we go. I'm creating the little sketch here of what it could look like, and then I'm gonna try to fill it in. So you're gonna have to forgive me for the time it takes and for not getting everything correctly. And again, that's my doodles, so I'm just doodling. Yeah, so just kind of figuring out how I want the body to work, and it's been enjoyable doing these doodles again, and I'm just enjoying how this guy's turning out, really kind of liking it. But yeah, I think I'll just take some more time and learn some more about the program and how to do everything, and then work on my skills as far as like drawing different body parts and whatnot, and we'll just do some draws that way, if you guys like to watch that, which currently is nobody. But that's alright. I'm mainly doing all of this for me. It just keeps me honest, helps me to do something productive, and so I'm doing it. And if you enjoy it, then great. If not, I enjoy it. Well, yeah, let's see how this comes out. And again, you just sometimes have to go back and forth and back and forth on things. You draw something and then it doesn't work out that well, and whatever else, you gotta fix it. And that's okay. And I do think, like, yeah, you can pretend like happy accidents and there are no mistakes, but when you have something in mind, when you have a creator in mind, like, there is an intention for everything, and if it doesn't meet the intention, then it needs to be either eradicated or redone. You can't just let it go. So yeah, I have an intention for my design, and there is some here and there you can kind of let things go, but when you're trying to create some sort of order in the world or in your drawing, then you definitely need to have an intention for things, and when it doesn't work out, then it'll create some sort of chaos. So if I had a happy accident all over the page over and over again, it wouldn't be art. I mean, in a way it would be, but it wouldn't be beautiful. It would be something. It would be interesting. It would be, breaking the rules and things like that. But it wouldn't be like what you look at and go, oh, that's so beautiful. You can see the intention for that. It's just something that was done accidentally, so it really doesn't have as much value to it. Now you can intentionally break the rules and do things whatever way you want, and sometimes that can be artwork and called artistic, but you do have to break it in the right ways to make it even work. So I don't know, tangent, but I do think, if you've got a goal in mind, which you should, for living and for drawing and all of that, unless you're just kind of going with it. But as you go with it, you figure things out and you say, okay, this is going to have to look like this to be able to work, or not. And if you find yourself making a mistake, you should fix it right away instead of just going on, because you might not be able to do what you need to do with it, because you left it, or it just won't work out the way that you thought. And that's the way you can think about it with life too. If you make one way, just going forward isn't the best option. Sometimes turning around and figuring out the right way is a better option than just plugging along. Because if you take a wrong turn somewhere and there's only one way, one route to get there, then you can keep driving around forever, or you can turn back to where you made the wrong turn and you can make the right turn this time. So, but anyways, so I'm making a bunch of wrong turns as we speak, and obviously his legs are not proper, like his thighs are way long, and his calves and shins and all of that are way too short, but you can, like I said, get to make a little bit of creative design decisions, and so this suits my intention of fitting him all on the page and giving him this weird form. I'm going to go ahead and skip that second leg on the right because it's kind of hard to see what's going on. If I did, I'd probably just put one foot there, which I guess I'd kind of put a line, but I didn't really finish it. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish this arm and see how it kind of turns out. And things aren't always perfect, and so, like I said, I do need to practice some more drawing on different anatomies, and just have some fun with it. And I do like to bend the rules, but I do like to have the structure in there so that I can play with it a little bit, so it looks right, even though it's wrong, if that makes any sense. You can be close and morph things, and it becomes intriguing because of that morphing. But if it's all weird, then it's hard for your brain to kind of know what's going on. So, like I said, I should have done some sort of contact lens or something that would have kind of fit this, but I do this instead. I do some sort of weird nondescript flower thing. And I don't know why, but I did. So yeah, so I'm figuring out how this is gonna work here, and mapping out the fingers and kind of figuring out how it could look. And I didn't love the way that all of this turned out, but I'm just moving on it and just getting it to where it's serviceable, I guess. So maybe someday I'll ink some of these drawings and do some coloring to them. But as of right now, like I've said many times, I'm just really comfortable with the doodling and the playing with the pencil. So here we are. Yeah, and I'm just about done. And as I'm finishing these fingers, I've been really enjoying the drawings here, and hope to keep doing a couple a week. It depends. I might not be able to, depending on what happens, but I think I'll try to get 2 things done, whether I do a logo and something, or if I do 2 drawings and a logo. I'm not sure. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you like this strange fella that I have. I kind of do, and I'll do some more later on. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.